Peachtree TV. The Braves play here, baby.
Braves play here. Well, Peachtree TV, crank the games that make you cheer. Braves play here.
Turner Field for the first meeting of the year between the Atlanta Braves and the red-hot Cincinnati Reds. The only visit of the year for Cincinnati, and the Braves are hoping to make hay against Cincinnati in the 2 games here at Turner Field. Good evening, everybody. Glad to have you with us on Peachtree TV. Joe Simpson with John Smoltz. And John, during this good month of May for Atlanta, one of the keys for Bobby Cox has been to be able to go to the bullpen, and those last 3 guys in the bullpen have been doing a great job.
And they've been pretty good, and they're going to face a team that's had some dramatic come-from-behind wins at 10 in their last at-bat. So Bobby likes a formula of 3 guys when they're winning, and the 3 guys are Peter Moylan, who can come in and get you ground ball double play like you see right here. He's effective down in the zone, and then he turns it over to Takashi Saito, who has just been dominant, basically saying, here you go, try and hit it, fastballs. And then, of course, the end of the game, you turn it over to Billy Wagner, who has not had the opportunities he would like, but when he's been in, he's been fantastic. And he's definitely got the fear of the other team. When you talk about these 3 guys, you look at the numbers, that's the way Bobby likes to have a game. He likes to shorten it up. Starters go 6-7 innings, and the formula looks good for the Atlanta Braves if you can get those 3 in the game.
And last year, the Braves lost all 3 games against the Reds here at Turner Field. They'll try to get it turned around tonight with Kenshin Kawakami on the mound, looking for his first win. And when we come back, we'll talk about what it's going to take for Kenshin to get that win right after this. First meeting of the year here at Turner Field. Glad you're with us tonight on Peachtree TV. Joe and John back with you, and certainly Kenshin Kawakami's got something to turn around tonight, looking for his first win. But what's it going to take for him to do that?
Well, it's going to take a consistency of pitches. I know he's gone to the 2-seamer a lot. He's going to have to mix and match and throw the ball in and out. The hitters are a little too comfortable. As we look at the highlights here, the ball's over the middle of the plate, doesn't have firm action, and the hitters are squaring it up. Ironically, it's not as bad as an 0-6 would indicate, because he has basically kept the Braves in the game. They have not scored enough runs for him to feel comfortable. He's tried to pitch perfect. And what he's going to have to do is just have more four-seamers and get them off the plate just a little bit so he can have some success.
Aaron Harang, a big right-hander, goes for the Cincinnati Reds. He's been giving up some long balls. Maybe the Braves can take advantage of that and put some runs on the board early for Kawakami tonight. We'll be back with tonight's first pitch right after this timeout, right here on Peachtree TV. .76 degrees here at game time at Turner Field for the first of two between the Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. Now it's time for the Atlanta Center for Cosmetic Dentistry Big Smile seat upgrade, and JJ's found some lucky fans and is now upgrading their seats. Gee, I wonder why he picked them. Keep watching to see where their new seats are located. Sponsored by the Atlanta Center. Look like former cheerleaders for Cosmetic Dentistry. JJ makes a lot of people happy. Let's take a look at the batting order, brought to you by Stone Mountain Park and Evergreen Marriott Resort. For great getaway packages, visit stonemountainpark.com. And for Johnny B. Dusty Baker, here's his lineup for the red-hot first place in the National League Central Cincinnati Reds. Veteran Orlando Cabrera at the top of the order, followed by Brandon Phillips, who is out of Redan High School over in Stone Mountain. Joey Votto at first base, Scott Rowland at third, Jay Bruce in right field. Johnny Gomes, red-hot over his last 12 games, will bat sixth. And speedy Drew Stubbs will be in center field. Ramon Hernandez to do the catching, and Aaron Harang the pitcher. On the mound for the Braves, 34-year-old Kenshin Kawakami.
Yeah, and he's doing his part. He's going to try and change his luck by changing some shoes, and I'm sure there's other things that he's changed. Maybe the route he got here. You got to do those things every once in a while. And he's going to be facing a Reds team that's swinging a bat pretty good in May. The 3 and 4 hitters have got 14 home runs between them against right-handed hitters, right-handed pitchers. So he's going to have to keep Mr. Votto and Rowland from doing much damage. The Reds like to swing. They like to hit home runs, and certainly they like the dramatic flair of coming back. But 6.75 ERA at home's got to change a little bit as well. But I just think when you're going through a stretch like this, you've got to find a way to have that memory that is gone. And you've got to start a whole new season tonight. And you've got to keep your team in it. You can't change anything. He's got to try to get 3 runs or less. And his team's going to have to score some runs. There's no doubt about that.
Umpires for tonight's game. Same crew as we had for the series against the Mets. With the rotation of Ron Culpa behind the plate. Lance Barksdale's at first base. Ed Rapawano is at second. He's the crew chief. And Tom Hallion is at third. I make my mistake. Tom Hallion is the crew chief. Cincinnati Reds come into town having won 4 straight and 15 of their last 20. They have gotten it going. Pitching's doing a good job. They're first in the league in defense, and they're hitting the ball a ton. Here's the Braves defense. Hinsky back in there in left field. McLouth and Heyward in center and right. Jones, Escobar, Prado, and Klaus. The usuals from third to first, and Brian McCann doing the catching.
This team does a little bit of everything. They steal, they hit home runs. So, I mean, Brian McCann's going to have to be busy if there's traffic on the bases. Their top 7 guys all have at least a stolen base. Some have more.
That looked like the biggest bag of chewing tobacco I've ever seen in my life. That guy was dipping into. Looked like a popcorn bag in here in the press room. Orlando Cabrera will lead it off. 12-year veteran of the big leagues out of Colombia. He's hit in 10 of his last 11 games to get his average up to 267. And the first pitch of the game is lifted into right field. 1 pitch, 1 out, and a good start for Kawakami. The Reds last year went 78 and 84. They were in 4th place in the Central Division, 13 games back. But have gotten off to a good start here, especially in the last 6 weeks. 23 and 16 is their record, and they have a half-game lead over the Cardinals. Brandon Phillips out of Redan High School steps in. Coming off a career high last year, he drove in 98 runs. Hitting .258, 4 homers, 11 RBIs so far this year.
Oh! A strike. It's hard to believe they've had 9 consecutive losing seasons. Their longest stretch since 1945 to 55.
They're trying to get that turned around under Mr. Baker. And their pitching's been good. 0-2. Their last 10 games, the pitching staff is 9-1 with a 2.20 ERA, and their starters are 8-1 over that stretch. Look at that batting average. 12 homers in 10 games. And they're leading the major leagues offensively in hitting with runners in scoring position. As a team, they're hitting .303. 1-2. Kawakami developed a blister, John, 2 starts ago, right behind the ball of his foot, on his right foot. So he's gotten some new shoes, as you mentioned tonight, with some higher arch supports that he thinks will help him.
Well, I hope they ain't the first time he's using them. I hope he walked around about 5 days on them.
He might have.
I always struggled if you have to bring in some new spikes. You got to make sure you go a couple bullpen sessions or something to get your feel. Those things are just as important as your gloves, just as important as your mechanics.
Breaking ball high. Full count. He was ahead 0-2. He talked about tonight's start. He was going to try to keep his pitch count down and try to get in as few hitters counts as possible. Got him. Took a little off. Phillips down on strikes. 2 down.
Well, the key is going to be, he's already come out and thrown probably majority of his fastballs, but 4 seamers, and he can complement it with an off-speed pitch, a split finger down in the zone. He's just got to be aggressive in the zone with his fastball. To get hitters to be able to chase off speed, you've got to be pitching ahead and not in the middle of the ball, in the middle of the plate.
Joey Votto, the first baseman, steps in, hitting .308. Strong left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss, hitting just under .350 for the month of May. Nine homers, 27 RBIs. They rallied yesterday down and beat the Brewers at home.
Well, the changeup for Mr. Hoffman is probably getting closer to his fastball, which is not a good formula for success. He's been so good for so long.
Hard hit toward the hole and past Prado for a base hit. 2-out single for Votto, and Scott Rowland the batter, and he's been a hot hitter. He's hitting 7 of his last 8.
Well, you're going to want these guys to hit it on the ground for sure. You know, they've been very difficult against right-handed pitching, and the left-handers on the year are hitting .324 against Kawakami. So anytime you can get these 2 big boppers to hit it on the ground, even if you give up a hit, you know it's
a good sign.
Yeah.
Rowland had a big hit last night, yesterday, a pinch hit homer to tie the game before Votto won it. Here's what that looked like. Also a Trevor Hoffman.
Always felt when this guy was healthy, he's one of the best third basemen in the game. He could hit with average power, played good third, had a good arm. Just his shoulder has been a nagging problem for him, and he's had his share of surgeries on that shoulder already.
Suffered a collision, suffered that injury to his shoulder and a collision at first base. But after coming over from Toronto last year to Cincinnati, he played 40 games with the Reds and did not make an error.
Great basketball player, growing up fast. He could do a lot of things. I'm sure 2-hand dunk behind his back, whatever he wanted. And his baseball career has been a solid one. He's fought through a lot of those injuries and played through it, taken some criticism for lack of production, but a lot of those games he was playing already a little in the disadvantage department.
Good pitch there, 1-2. Well, he was one of those guys when he first broke in that I always looked forward to seeing play whenever his team, whether it was Philadelphia or St. Louis, came to Atlanta or the Braves went to those sites. And one of the fastest home run trots ever.
Yeah.
That's foul. Ryan Howard, the active leader for home runs against Atlanta, but Scott Rowland on that list. Vladimir Guerrero's been out of the league for about 5 years. He's still on there.
Yeah. I just can't believe 32 for Ryan Howard. That's a lot.
1-2 pitch. Off the thumbs. That's going to drop in. A little Ric Flair to left. First and second. 2 out.
Even though he's given up 2 hits, they're good signs. I mean, they're not real good hits. They're not quality hits. They are for the hitters. But the one thing you've got to do when your year's not going real well is that tape starts playing in your mind. Uh-oh, here we go again. You know, things aren't working well. You've got to limit that tape from being viewed because you've really got to believe that you just need one more out. And I've put up a goose egg. The more you can keep the team tied before your team gets it. You know, he hasn't been pitching with many leads.
No, he hasn't.
And that's a problem, too. So with them not scoring runs and him trying to force the action, every first inning from here on in is going to be important for Kawakami and his confidence.
Jay Bruce, the batter, he's hit in 5 straight games, hitting .280 overall. 4 homers, 16 RBIs, and he's 2 for 2 in his career against Kawakami, with both hits being homers. Pinching gets ahead 0-1. Kawakami appeared in 3 games against the Reds last year. Only one of those was a start, and they beat up on him. 7 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 10 runs. The 0-1 pitch. Evens count.
See, that's a good pitch. And it was a mistake, but it moved the guy's legs. Good pitch early on. In 2010, the Reds with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. As you said, Joe, best in the NL, .303 batting average. Don't get him in runners in scoring position tonight. That's the key.
Their damage at Great American Ballpark is pretty obvious. That bandbox they play in, they hit a lot of home runs there. They're not playing there tonight. And some of those pop-ups that go out of their ballpark won't go out of Turner Field. 2-1. 3-1.
One of the things that has plagued, I know we're given a lot of information about Kawakami in his year, but that's usually what happens when these things. First time through the lineup, 259. Second time through the lineup, 293. Third time through the lineup, 324 batting average.
Throw back to hold Votto close.
Last year, it wasn't that bad. Last year was 250, 244, and then 295. Third time around, you're typically going to have a higher batting average. Pitches are up there. Hitter seen you twice. But the first time, you try to come in the game and establish yourself with something to stick in their brain for the next time they come up.
3-2. Votto almost went too far. Full count here, though, and the runners will be moving.
We went with the split earlier with a 3-2 count. Let's see what he goes to. He just threw a nice fastball, four-seamer up out over the zone.
There go the runners, and he got him with a split. Good call, John. He gets out of it. 22 pitches in the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Prado, Heyward, and Jones at the top of the order here in the first inning. Brian McCann and then Troy Gloss. Eric Hinsky's back in there. His last 6 games, he's hit over 500 with a couple of homers and 9 RBIs. Escobar, McLeod, and Kawakami round out the order, and they'll go against huge Aaron Harang, 6'7", 260 pounds, 32 years old, out of San Diego.
Those numbers don't look very good, but they said the last couple games he has pitched better. He's throwing the ball a little bit harder, but he sinks the ball, spins it, curves it, does a lot of different things. He's not an overpowering 6'7" type pitcher, but he does give up a few home runs. And by the way, the Braves are 16-4 when they hit a home run.
That'd be nice tonight. He starts Martin Prado with a fastball for a strike. Martin 8 for 21 on the homestand with a couple of homers and hitting .321. 0-2. Harang 46 1/3 innings on the year. He's given up 9 homers. In his 2 wins, he's allowed no homers. In his 5 losses, he's allowed 7. Oh, off the end of the bat, a thing of beauty, but Phillips with a great play robs Martin of a base hit and may be hurt. A great play and then hit the ground hard. Held on to the baseball. And looks like he's sick.
The wind might have been knocked out of him. Martin's been getting the benefit of the doubt on most of these, but he did make a great play.
Like he landed on his arm, John, right here.
Now, let's say he had the wind knocked out of him. Either way, Mr. Harang is very happy.
Just a sensational play. Up off the ground.
Ollie's out there. He was the trainer with the Red Sox last year. Cracking some jokes. He'll make you laugh a little bit.
Yeah, he is working that right shoulder. What a play. Jason Heyward will step in. Best fielding percentage in the National League belongs to the Cincinnati Reds. They actually have had more chances than the Giants by percentage points, a little better. Those are the top 5 fielding teams in the league. 1 error for the Reds in their last 13 games. Harang's fastball somewhere in the upper 80s, low 90s. Cut by Jason. 1-1 the count. Just 3 for 20 on the homestand. Hitting .274. And so far, this spot in the order has not been that kind to him, even though he got off to a good start in the 2-hole. 2-2 with a good off-speed pitch. Down the line, slicing toward the corner. Fair ball. Jason at second will stop there with a 1-out double. Nice piece of hitting there going the other way.
Sure was. He took a fastball down, didn't overswing, just kind of hit it where it was pitched. Right away, the Braves have a runner on second. You're right, Joe. He just really stays on the ball. He doesn't have a huge swing. He swings down. The ball still jumps off his bat. It's awfully good to know that at this young, ripe age, he's able to make adjustments, even in the midst of struggling a little bit.
Yeah, a little inside-out swing there. He's now 4 for 21 in the second spot on the order. Here's Chipper.
Baby.
Takes outside. He's Chipper 2 for 9 in his career against Aaron Harang. Just 2 for 15 on the homestand, but a bunch of walks. This is kind of what we're talking about, though, with Kawakami, John, and that is he's had 3 leads all year in his first 7 starts. 1-0, 1-0, and 2-0. But a base hit here gives him at least 1 run to work with going to the second.
Definitely a lot easier to pitch with a lead, even though you set out to pitch a lineup throughout 3 times in an ideal situation. But you know, like we said, you just got to go. I'm 0-0. I'm starting the rally. I'm going to rally back from what has not been a good first almost 2 months of the season.
Long drive to deep right. Headed for the bullpen. Bruce will play it off the wall. Heyward rounds third. He will score, and the Braves do take a 1-0 lead as Chipper put a charge in that one. His 10th RBI.
He could have got this one up in the wind a little more. It might have carried out. Hit more of a line drive. You look at this. It's over the head of the outfielder. Braves are cooking. Got an early 1-0 lead. Good sign.
Brian McCann, the batter. Lights off the first pitch. Like to trade places with Chipper. 7 for 14 in his career against Harang with a homer.
Yep. Should be at 260 after this game. I think he's going to get to that 300 number by the end of May.
Breaking ball missed. Harang made one start against the Braves last year, but it was rain shortened. He only went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits and no runs. Lifetime 1-2 against Atlanta in 6 starts. Good one.
With runners in scoring position, the opponents are hitting 391 off of Mr. Harang. The number's got to go down, and with men on, as you can see, 365.
Get some guys on. He'll give up some damage out of the stretch.
I'm back.
3-1. Got a base open. Let's see if they give him anything to hit.
You know, when I saw, and everybody goes through stretches where they have those kind of numbers, you got to start looking at what you're doing trend-wise that is contributing to these kind of numbers, because 391 is not going to give you much success, as you know.
Another drive to deep right. Way back. Stubbs looks up. That's gone. Home run. Brian McCann. 3-0 Atlanta in the first.
Told you he's catching fire. No pun intended, but I could see it in his eyes.
Number 4 for Brian.
Hitters count. He just squares it up, knows it right away. Balls that are going to get up in the wind today to right center will go. Still have a lot of wind. Probably one of the windiest months I've seen. And lifted up in the air. Show go.
4th homer. RBIs 13 and 14 for McCann. And here's Troy Gloss. All he's done his last 23 games has hit 350. 4 homers and 19 RBIs. Aaron Harang working out of the stretch. He forgot that there was nobody on base. That's a little embarrassing, isn't it?
It happens when it happens, but it is embarrassing.
Gloss fouls it back. Now let's take time to look at the SunTrust Solid Performance, brought to you by SunTrust. Live solid, bank solid. Tonight's subject: most RBIs over the last 10 days in the National League. Troy Gloss and Martin Prado at the top of the list, followed by Casey McGee and Joey Votto. Votto's in this game. 1-2 to Troy. And an embarrassment of riches for Kenshin Kawakami with the first 3-run lead he's had all year.
It's the shoes, baby.
Yeah. Toward third. It's almost an automatic out. And it is, as Rowland makes the play. One thing about Scott Rowland, he may not catch it, but you know what? At least it's going to hit some part of his body.
Yep.
Eric Hinsky's another red hot hitter. He's hit it 6 straight. 10 RBIs in his last 7 games. 0-1. On the ground to first. Tough hop. Knocked down by Votto, and he throws him out. But a good inning for Atlanta. A great start. Chipper with an RBI double. Brian McCann with a 2-run homer. 3-0 Braves.
question, send us an email, and if chosen, we will answer it later in the game. Send your email to braves@peachtree.com. Please include your name. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot. Wish I could do a chainsaw sound. I'd do that right after that promo.
You can try. Practice right here.
Practice.
Johnny Gomes is the batter. He's hit in 6 straight. He's gone 10 for 20 over that stretch. Big cut. 1-1. Kenshin Kawakami on the mound for the first time this year with a 3-run lead.
Outside, 2-1.
Johnny Gomes stands there and he works at the gloves and the helmet over and looks like a bull rider about to come out of a chute. Tying his hat down. Fouls that one off. He was with the Reds last year but became a free agent and re-signed with them.
He looks like when he's done playing, he's going to lead the world in softball home runs. He's one of them classic get up there and hit it a country mile guy.
He's hit in 11 of his last 12 for a high average too. Back through the middle, base hit. On a 2-2 pitch, he leads off the second with a single. Third hit for the Reds. Here's a guy that's flying under the radar a little bit, John, but I don't think for very long. Drew Stubbs is an All-American out of the University of Texas, a first-round draft pick by the Reds a couple of years ago. And not hitting much, but this guy can flat out fly.
Reds have gone through a few center fielders over the last 5 or 6 years. So.
Well, if this guy can hit 250, they don't have to get another one for a while because he can go get them. Jeff Brantley, one of the Reds broadcasters who pitched for so many years, said he reminded him a little bit of Andrew Jones when Andrew was first in the league and how he could go get him. Straight up the chute. Chipper wants it. And he'll take it. 1 out. And veteran Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, will be the batter. He's hit right at 350 his last 15 games. Their offense and pitching have been outstanding to go with their already good defense.
Yeah, when they started this stretch, they were in 5th place, 4 games out, and they currently are holding a half-game lead in their division. And you know, some of the things we talked about yesterday, they're 13-4 in that stretch in their own division, which is a good formula for passing teams, which the Braves got to start doing a better job of.
Hernandez goes up there hacking 0-1. Hard to believe the only trip of the year for Cincinnati into Atlanta, and it's just for 2 games, a night game and then a business fan special tomorrow, and then they don't come back the rest of the year. Real quirk in the schedule. Somebody might say that's odd.
Yeah. Who would name their kid Odd? Somebody obviously did.
People with the last name of Ball, maybe. 1-1 the count.
This would be a great place for the double play to have the pitcher lead off the next inning. You always, I mean, these thoughts go through your mind when you're out there pitching because you know in the National League the 9th guy normally, unless it's St. Louis, the pitcher's hitting.
Ran that one in on him. Good movement on that pitch. 1-2. That is Aaron Harang, the pitcher, on deck. Last year, the Braves and Reds played 9 games. Braves went to Cincinnati twice. And the Reds had the better of it. They won 6 of the 9 games, including all 3 here at Turner Field. It's off his foot, still 1-2. And the Reds actually begin interleague play after they leave Atlanta. They go to Cleveland from here for a 3-game weekend series with the Indians. Missed with the fastball there, 2-2.
Kinchin also talked about he's been taking his legs out of his delivery a little bit. Last year he used his legs quite a bit. He's going to try and incorporate that again to see if he can fix some of the issues. When you're out there pitching, there's so many different things you can break down and make pitching very complicated, or you can make it a little less complicated by staying in the fundamentals. The first thing is you've got to be able to stay back and use your legs. But it's amazing how many pitchers go through stretches where they do take their legs out. I'm sure it's much like a hitter taking their legs out and trying to hit with all arms. It's not going to be very successful.
Got him. Like a breaking ball there. I don't know. It might have been a split finger pitch, but a beauty. His 3rd strikeout already.
This was his curveball as it starts up. No. If it was a curveball, it was a backup, so I'm going to go with you. Maybe it was a real good split finger that froze him and Mr. Hernandez.
Kinchin's last 2 starts, he's racked up some strikeouts. Harang lines one right at Escobar to end the inning. Pitcher hit it on the button. 12 strikeouts in his last 2 starts, and he leads tonight 3-0.
Peachtree TV in HD is brought to you by BB&T. Best bank in town since 1872.
Glad you're with us tonight on Peachtree TV. Braves already up 3-0. If you weren't with us, Chipper Jones with an RBI double off the bullpen, the fence right in front of the bullpen. And then Brian McCann with a 2-run homer followed him. And that's only the 2nd time, Hal? 2nd time all year that Chipper Jones and Brian McCann have had back-to-back hits in the same inning. Escobar leads off the 2nd and takes ball 1.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it happens at least 2 more times the rest of the year.
I think that's a safe one. To center field, but right at Stubbs. 1 out. Hit it hard, but right at him. And Nate McLeod will step up tonight, and he has not had a whole lot of success against Aaron Harang in his career. When Nate was in Pittsburgh, and they were both in the same Central Division. McLeod 6 for 18 though in the homestand with a homer. He's just 1 for 21 against Aaron Harang.
I'm going to say he takes it out on him today because the limo outside his house ready to take him to the park today. I don't think Nate was real happy about that.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, that Harang sent? Yeah. Make sure he got here. There you go. Get through. 2 for 22. About. First of 3 or 4 tonight.
Probably talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Can you believe he sent me a limo? I rode in it, though.
I'm telling Joey Votto how he did it. Kawakami ran back to the dugout. I'm not sure why.
He had to get the bunning bat.
Oh.
He had the hitter's bat on deck.
I see.
So he went and got the bunning bat.
The one with the real flat side on it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great birthday present, young man.
I knew guys who used to go up there with a little crack in the bat when they knew they were bunting to help deaden the ball a little bit.
Pickoff attempt, and Phillips snuck in there behind McLeod. Ramon Hernandez likes to throw. You've heard of the Molina brothers, family of catchers. Hernandez is one of the Throwmore brothers. Tension takes ball 2. Try and make Votto field this.
Boy, if he could slash it right in the second base hole as he's running over there.
Runner goes. McLeod in there. Swiped it. Smart of Kawakami to take the pitch. Great jump by Nate. Second stolen base of the year.
Might just be swinging now.
Yeah.
He's already in scoring position.
Sure. Kawakami 1 for 9. It's not Nate McLeod-like. Stolen base attempts. Good swing, but out of play. Remember when he first came to Atlanta, he'd only been caught stealing once in like 30 or 35 tries. But those hamstring injuries took a toll on him last year. 2-2, hit hard. One hopper, nice play by Phillips again. And Nate McLeod didn't run. Maybe because he thought Phillips was playing normal position. Phillips was out on the grass for Kawakami. It was a one hopper that looked like it hit on the grass. No, it didn't. It hit on the dirt.
All you have to do is freeze for a moment, and that's what Nate did. And it ruins your chance to get to third base. The general rule is hit to the right side, you go over to third, but you might have thought just for a moment he was going to catch that line drive, so better be safe than sorry with Prado coming up.
Yeah, I don't blame him for hesitating to make sure that ball was on the ground. And then too late to advance. Prado robbed of a hit on a great play by Phillips in the first.
We were looking earlier and looking up something, and I was maybe because I didn't pay attention, pleasantly surprised to see that he's 6th all time. Harang is 6th all time in Reds history in strikeouts. I don't think he was there that long.
Well, he had some really good years. 2006, he went 16-11. In 07, he went 16-6 and was 4th in the Cy Young voting. Since then, it's been a little rough. He went 6-17 in 08, and last year went 6-14. His last 3 seasons, including this year, last 2 years plus this year, an ERA of 4.69 and a 14-36 record.
He's had 5 opening day starts, I believe, for the Reds.
3-1 to Prado. He walked him. And Jason Heyward up there. He got the Braves' first hit of the night. A double right in front of Chipper's double. Let's take a look at tonight's leaderboard, brought to you by the Sunshine House, a tradition of excellence in early education. And tonight's subject, the highest average with runners in scoring position. Jason Heyward still among the league leaders, right in there behind Andre Ethier, who is currently on the disabled list. And Johnny Gomes on there too. Generous strike there from Ron Kulpa on the breaking ball.
So far, that side of the plate is going to be more lenient already. You've seen than the other side. So if you're a pitcher, you know what part of the plate you're going to get a little bit more off the plate than the other side. You got to have to try to find a way to work that in.
0-2, 94 on that fastball on the corner. Outfield deep and straight away. 2 on, 2 out. To second, and a good hop for Phillips. He'll handle it, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten but don't score. We've played 2. Braves are up 3-0.
And the Atlanta Center for Cosmetic Dentistry, the place in Atlanta to get a beautiful smile. Speaking of smiles, I'll have something that'll put a smile on your face later, Joe. Maybe.
Well, I can't wait. Top of the order for the Reds: Cabrera, Phillips, and Votto. Cabrera flied out on the first pitch of the game. He takes a strike here. This inning's pitching speed is brought to you by Bayer Advanced. Better science, better results. Let's see how fast this pitch is. Fastball just missed the outside corner at 91. You have any idea what the fastest pitch was you ever threw?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. It didn't produce a good result either.
2-1.
100 miles an hour in Houston, so they say.
Really?
Yep. Vinny Castilla, homer.
Really?
Yeah. They had, the only reason I knew it is because I turned around to see where the ball was going, and I saw 100 miles an hour on the screen. And I'm assuming that wasn't a ball off the bat. But yeah, I remember.
Just happened to be going the direction of the scoreboard where it was posted. That's funny. 1 out.
I remember telling myself on the mound, because it was a game we had in hand. It was a playoff game, actually, and I wanted to do something different to Vinny. I knew he was a first pitch fastball hitter, but I wanted to give him something to tell him I'm afraid of challenging you, and I humped up and threw it, and he hit it. So the next time we faced him in Atlanta, I threw him 3 straight sliders and struck him out. So I had to pay dearly for the setup piece.
That's funny. He could turn anybody's fastball around, that's for sure. Brendan Phillips struck out his first time up. Fouls that one off. Brandon, a former first-round draft pick by the Montreal Expos. "28 years old now. Still lives in Stone Mountain. Last year at 276, 20 homers, 98 driven in. His career high in homers is 30. That was in 07. Scored 107 runs that year. Good cut. Missed a high fastball, 1-1. Great play in the first inning.
Yes, it was. Not too many second basemen make that play. Covered a lot of ground and knocked the wind out of himself.
Fastball misses, 2-2. He had scholarships to play both football and baseball at the University of Georgia before he was drafted by the Expos back in 1999. Full count. Payoff pitch, out of play. After he was with the Expos organization, he was involved in a huge deal that sent him to the Cleveland Indians. How about this deal, John? He went with Lee Stevens, Cliff Lee, and Grady Sizemore to the Indians in exchange for Bartolo Colon and Tim Drew.
Oh. Wowzers.
He walked him. Kawakami looks towards center field, disgusted with himself. First walk of the night.
I know we're talking about an article today about his new shoes. You ever throw your stuff away? You ever come in and just said, I've had it with some of this stuff and throw it away?
Yeah, I did.
I had my share of throwing everything that I wore that particular game in the trash. Well, the jersey I couldn't. But
these are different shoes than he had on a while ago.
I think he's got a pair for every inning.
Oh. Yeah, the ones he had on earlier were not that brand. That's a Mizuno shoe, and he had on Nikes earlier.
Uh-oh.
Hope he's not getting another blister. Well hit to right field by Votto, but Heyward into the corner makes the catch. Phillips holds it first, 2 down. It's the first inning. Got a Nike swoosh on there. Mizuno now. I like the Mizunos better. They look better on him.
Yeah. I love the way they held up when we were pitching. I'd go through a whole year and not change a shoe.
Really?
Yep.
Even the pitching toe on them?
Yep.
Oh. Did you not drag your foot much?
I did. It's just
modern technology.
I wore the older shoe and loved it.
Scott Rowland singled his first time up. A little flare to left. Drives this one into the gap, though. Phillips can fly, and he's off to the races, but the ball bounces into the seats. It'll be a ground rule double, and that, for the moment, will save a run.
Huge break.
Phillips still doesn't know he's got to go back. He's getting high fives over there from Johnny Gomes. The waves off Gomes like, what? He was headed to the dugout. That was funny.
Two-seamer came back over the plate. Luckily, it hit that warning track. No matter where you are on the bases, it stays only 2 bases.
Jay Bruce struck out to end the first. Second and third, 2 out. In the air to center. Should be playable for McLeod. And it is, and the inning is over. The Reds threaten, but thanks to the ground rule double, they don't score. Might have a different pair of shoes on next inning. Troy Gloss hit a home run in the 3rd inning last night to make a winner out of Anthony from Midway, Georgia. Thank you, Howard. Did we find out where Midway is? About halfway to
it's
Macon?
Midway. Yeah.
Thanks. 1-1 to Chipper, who drilled a double to right his first time up. Drove in a run. And hooks another one down the right field line, but hooked it too much. Fan took that one off the cheek. Bad hop off the wall.
That's what happens when you got the wrong jersey on.
Well, use the glove. It's okay. Yeah, little one hopper to the face. 2-2 to Jones. Guy's even got a red mustache. He's a diehard Red fan.
He had a red jawbreaker in his mouth, but I'm sure it's already starting to bleed in there.
Good cut again by Chipper. He's feeling good up there. Fouls it back. Okay, Hal looked it up. Midway, Georgia's way down in the southeastern part of the state, a little north of Savannah. Liberty County. Thanks, Hal. Oh, and he got him on a changeup. A wave and a miss there. First strikeout for Harang. Brian McCann has a big blow tonight. Came in the first, his 4th homer of the year. Goes hacking again and fouls it off. Harang originally in the Texas organization. It's a 6th round pick back in 1999 out of San Diego State. Now the play. Then went to Oakland. And the Reds got him from the A's.
Boy, come Mac.
2-2.
They get bat here for Mac. 259. Guaranteed the 260 plus average after today, so this will cinch it with this hit right here.
Hard on the ground, knocked down by Votto, recovers. 2 out. Troy Gloss grounded out to Roland his first time up. Troy's 2-run homer was instrumental last night. The Braves 3-2 win over the Mets. That was a nice win to have somebody else finally make a mistake that provided the margin.
But it was a big win in more than one ways. You didn't beat Santana, but you beat the team that he pitched for that night. You know, you battled and put yourself in position to beat a real tough pitcher, and you can ride that momentum against Cincinnati and then go on the road. And again, the Chutes and Ladders League. You got to start climbing the ladder. That's the only way the Braves can get out of this mess, is be where the 2nd place team is, right behind Philly.
And the Braves can, with a win tonight, get back to 500. Oh! And Pelfrey pitched a good ball game the night before. Went into the 8th inning, gave up only 2 runs.
He did, but the Braves let him off the hook with some, I think, 3 double plays.
Yeah. Through the middle. Oh, what a play by Phillips. He didn't think he was going to have a play, but he forgot who was running and then was mad he didn't throw it. He got far over on the shortstop side of second. He is. Base hit for Gloss.
That's looking go get it. There's no doubt about it.
My goodness. He had a play. Oh, we got some new fans up there. Where are they? In right field. Some guys in their overalls and their fishing poles and straw hats. Hinsky's Hillbillies. Eric grounded out his first time. There they are. Oh. Jim Budka with some audio effects. Guys doing their best yodeling up there for old Eric. Can't beat fun at the old ballpark, as I heard someone say once. Two and one to Eric. Working on a 6-game hitting streak. Thought that was low. Change up in there for a strike. 2-2. Hinske last year 25 RBIs and 190 at bats. This year he's already got 18 RBIs and 54 at bats. Fights that one off.
And again, you know, you talk about spring training, putting together a team, knowing your bench is going to be important, but I don't think anyone could have imagined how important the bench was going to be this quick. And to fill in like they've done, we've already seen. Unfortunately, Matt Dye is having surgery. He's going to be out for a while, so he's going to play an even bigger role as the season prolongs.
Good off-speed pitch. Got him. Second strikeout for Aaron Harang. This has been the AirTran Airways home run inning of the game. Be sure to register at PeachTreeTV.com/contest for official rules and for your chance to win. We go to the fourth.
Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. When was the last time the Reds were in? When was the last time the Reds were first in their division after at least 39 games?
I want to say like around 2004. That sounds about right.
So you like 2004?
Yep.
I'm going to go 2002. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
After you looked at this.
I couldn't find it fast enough.
Johnny Gomes extended his hitting streak to 7 games with a single leading off the second. Kawakami needs a quick inning. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. He's at 54 pitches. Make it 53. Hard to third. Chipper handles a hop that came up on him and throws him out.
See that, Joe?
Why is there any encouragement?
Because people like to have a good time, Joe.
Yeah. So do I, but I don't like to be ill for the second part of the game.
See, now there's a fan that has watched the game on TV and then came to the game.
There you go.
You know.
That's because she knows that she's at the game. She can't hear it. Hear the joke.
Well, a rope walks into the bar, Joe, for example, and hops up on a stool. Asks the bartender for a drink, and the bartender says, "We don't serve ropes here, so beat it." So he goes outside, ties himself in a knot, cuts the end of his rope off, ruffles up his feathers, or the string up there. I'll tell you the second part after this pitch. Goes back in the bar, hops on a stool. Says, bartender can have a drink. He says, hey, aren't you that same rope that was in here 5 minutes ago? He goes, I'm afraid not. See? I mean, you can hide it all you want, but
you know what's even worse is that I got friends coming up to me now saying, hey, I got a joke for you to give Smoltz. That's
perfect.
The bad part.
Perfect.
One hopper right to Escobar. 2 down. I'm getting a little afraid. Afraid. It had to be Smitty. Smitty was all over that. Ramon Hernandez struck out looking his first time. Got to be careful with the Cincinnati ball club. They have 13 come from behind wins this year, and that's the most in the National League. Second, and Kawakami has a 1-2-3 inning. Just what the doctor ordered. Escobar, McLeod, and Kawakami due up in the bottom of the inning.
Were first in their division after at least 39 games.
I said 04, you said 02. Well, it was an even year anyway.
Yeah.
So quite a while ago. They're off to a good start. 7 games over 500 coming into tonight's play. Yunel Escobar hit the ball hard his first time up, but right at Stubbs and fouls one off. Yunel just 2 for 14 on this homestand since coming back from the disabled list. And waves at that one, 0-2. Central Division standings have the Reds at the top. Cardinals a half game out. Pirates dropped to 4th place behind the Cubs. But they did beat Roy Halladay and the Phillies last night. One-handed to left. Gomes comes in. He'll make the catch. 1 out. Nate McLeod shook off his career numbers against Harang his first time up. He had been 1 for 21, and he singled to right. And then stole a base.
He'll do all he can after that limo showed up, I'm telling you.
Walk outside and have the driver say, "Mr. Harang sent me for you." Cubs have a 1-0 lead over the Phillies tonight in Philadelphia, bottom of the 5th. Tom Gorzolani pitching for Chicago.
Tom Glavine tried to get Sean Green to do that for me in New York.
Oh, really?
Glavine assured him that I would not be that I'd get a kick out of it, but Sean Green couldn't do it. Sean went through a period where he just absolutely owned me.
What happened to him? He was out of the game rapidly.
Yeah, he just decided he didn't want to play. It was for no other reason other than he was ready to call it quits.
One-handed to right. He's 2 for 2. John Smoltz. Quite a prediction tonight on Nate McLeod. Said it was going to be a multi-hit game, and he's all over it. We're going to have you on MLB Network doing predictions. John Smoltz Comedy Hour and predictions. Kawakami will try to move him up and puts down a good bunt. Otto thought about going to second, but thought better of it. Good sacrifice. 4th of the year for Kenshin. Well done. And Martin Prado will have an RBI opportunity.
See the stretch that the Reds are on. Their starters have done pretty good, but for the year, 13-10, 4.56, and the bullpen 10-6, 4.82. So for most of the year, they've really struggled, but this last stretch have been on a roll.
I'll say. Team hitting .299 over their last 14 games, averaging over 5.5 runs a game. And the staff a 2.20 ERA over the last 10. Roland has it. Fires across in time. McLeod left stranded. We played 4. Braves up 3-0.
Large, pay less.
Kenshin Kawakami has shut out a Cincinnati ball club on 4 hits through 4 innings, and he leads 3-0. and has the pitcher leading off the 5th. Kinchin looking for his first win of the year. And what was the highest number of losses he had in 1 year in Japan, Hal? Was it 10? 10 was the most he lost in any 1 year over there. Harang hit a rocket, but right at Escobar to end the 2nd. You were talking about coming out of spring training a minute ago, John, and how you have certain ideas about how the team's going to shake out. This was when Hinske was at the plate, and how different things change. Another line drive and a fair ball down into the corner, and the big man is going to have an extra base hit. Aaron Harang with a double. First extra base hit of the year for him, but his 3rd hit of the season.
Now, pitch that just floated. Position player might have been
in the seats.
Yeah.
So at the top of the order, Orlando Cabrera. But back to my point, I just remember Pete Van Wieren saying so many times about the hard work and the thought and the grinding that goes into putting the team together. To 2nd, that'll get Harang to 3rd. Cabrera moves him up, 1 out. But I remember Pete saying, you know, there's so much time put into the roster trying to figure out the 25 guys to leave Florida, and then within a week, if not within a month, certainly, that's all just, that kind of blows up because guys get hurt or people get moved to different spots or guys start getting hot or cold. And it's so true.
Yeah, it's always an interesting challenge because then you've got points in your season where if you can get to the All-Star break or put your team in a position, then you can make some moves or do some things to further help it. The formula that best works, though, when you leave camp healthy is the team that stays healthiest usually will have a formula for success that a manager can count on. But as you're seeing around the league, it inevitably always happens. Somebody goes down and you're asking other people to fill in the gaps that maybe in spring training weren't even having that many at-bats to look to do. And I have so much respect for guys who sit on the bench and come in and pitch hit, waiting their turn. Bobby does a nice job of keeping guys fresh, playing guys here and there. And he also does a nice job of staying patient with guys that don't come out of the gate very successful and are struggling.
The 0-1 to Brandon Phillips. Did he go? He did, says Lance Barksdale. 0-2.
Real good split finger pitch. All set up by the fastball down. Then he gets a strike call, and that pitch starts at the same height and finishes on the ground. These aggressive hitters with the Reds, you can get them to chase if you're aggressive in the count. If you have pitchers' counts you're always dealing with instead of their hitters' counts.
Oh, nice piece of hitting there, but Harang froze. The infield was back, and the big horse at third base decided to hold. Brandon Phillips not too happy about that as he begins to jog back to the dugout.
Well, so far, 2 good breaks in a year where he hasn't had many, being 0-6. The ball that hits the track, and the pitcher being the only guy that wouldn't score on this play right here. He hasn't been on the bases, probably hasn't been to third base too often. And you don't want to make a mistake if you're the pitcher, but they were conceding the runs, the Braves were, and if you can get this out, you got to feel good.
Yeah, really good. It seems like there's always something bad that happens during a Kinchin game, some goofball play. So far tonight, things have gone his way. An early lead. First time all year he's had a 3-run lead, and that happened in the first. A ground rule double that saved a run. And that ground out.
Got to be careful with this guy. Got to get him, I think, to try and pull something away. He's so good in and strong enough to hit the ball all over the park. But try to, even with a base open, you don't want to put the tying run at the plate, but try to be get him to do something different. He's had a lot of success against right-handers this year, as we've mentioned.
He had a tough year last year. His numbers were still good, but he lost his dad late in the season in 2008, and last year actually spent a month on the disabled list with some depression and some anxiety issues resulting from the loss of his dad. But he is one good hitter. Good average, good power, tailor-made for their ballpark. Breaking ball, pull foul.
Oh, and luckily it was pulled foul.
Yeah.
That pitch, and again, I didn't pay attention as close as I could, but just from afar. I remember Kinston last year having a really good breaking ball. And so far it looks like he's trying to throw it slower, and it's having a loop. It's not effective enough to where it's changing the plane of a hitter's eyes. And you saw right there, luckily that ball stayed in the park. At least it's change of speeds, but it's got to have a little bit more down action.
Struck him out. Ran that one away from him. And Votto down on strikes. That's number 4 for Kawakami. He leaves another runner at third.
For tickets, visit Braves.com/Beach Boys.
I know you're a big Beach Boys fan. What's your favorite song?
They're really all good.
Wish They All Could Be California Girls.
Yeah, that's probably the one that comes to the register.
Theme from Cocktail, Aruba, Jamaica. Can't remember the name of that. Jason Heyward leads off the 5th. A double in 2 trips. He scored a run back in the 1st. Out in front of that changeup, 1-1. Rangs used that against lefties pretty effectively. He struck out Hinsky with it back in the 3rd. Pulled down the line, over the bag, fair, into the corner. Watch 22 go. He might have 3. He's going to go for 3. And he's going to make it. His first big league triple.
Right over the bag, and Braves fans have had a lot to be excited about over the years, but this is one kid they're going to enjoy watching to play. He can do a lot of things. And this is one of them. He can run and made it look easy.
We can cut those corners too. Infield comes in halfway.
I think he took a strike away trying to nothing throw to third.
He loves to throw, and he loves to fake throw and make you hurry back to the bag.
He'd be having a little meeting.
2-0 to Chipper, who drove in a run with a double in the first. He and Heyward went back-to-back on doubles. And then McCann followed Chipper with a 2-run homer. Hard hit over the glove of Votto into right field. 4-0 Atlanta. Chipper's got his second RBI. And the drawn in infield hurt the Reds there.
Yeah, with no outs, I'm not so sure. Again, you know, when you bring that infield in, you just increase the average of a hitter, who already is a pretty darn good hitter, and he gets a base hit to benefit from it.
McCann takes a strike. Bryant is homered. He's also hit the ball hard to first, but Votto made a good play on him. So leadoff triple, and Chipper gets him in. Runner at first, nobody out. Popped him up, and again Bryant's bottom hand slipped off the bat. That's been happening to him a lot. 1 out.
They've been pitching him in most of the game. Got in and that's it, Joe. That's not going to be. I think you lose a lot of power when that happens.
Oh, it hurts too. It hurts your wrist because of all the torque that suddenly is applied to, in this case, Brian's left hand and wrist. Troy Gloss, a single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. That theme from Cocktail, Beach Boys, that's Kokomo. Couldn't think of the name of it.
I was wondering what he was doing over there.
Uncle Lehman knows all the Beach Boys stuff. Got a catalog. You look at his playlist on his iPod. It's alphabetical, but even the A's are below the Beach Boys. They're always on top.
Huh.
Out of play.
First runs in May. The Braves, as we talked about, had the early misfortunes of facing a lot of teams on the road with real good pitching staffs, and we talked about they can get well in a hurry with some of the teams that they're going to face in these next 15 to 20 games. So a product of 93 runs helps out here already halfway through May, or a little more than halfway through May.
Dirt, nice stop by Hernandez there.
I got to say, if I don't know if my son's awake, but surgery went well. He's probably laying in bed, hopefully watching the game, in and out. Went well. Recovery for his knee looks good, which is good because I need him working in my backyard. So if you're listening, get that knee ready quick.
And congratulations to Andrew on his graduation.
Yep.
Nothing like a little knee surgery for a graduation present. Hard hit, but right at Rowland. 2 out. Minsky, the batter, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out and struck out. Looking His first hit ever against Harang, but it won't come here. An easy play for Votto. Braves get a run on the board, though. A triple by Heyward, an RBI single by Chipper Jones brings him in, and the Braves are now up 4-0. That hammer's just tough to beat. Ford drill ran out of gas or electricity. Roland leads off the 6th. He has singled and doubled. Kawakami's working out a stretch.
Yeah.
On purpose. He did this once before this year.
I don't know if you were talking about if he's still having foot problems. This will lessen that a little bit. The drag or whatever's bothering.
Worm burner to Chipper. One out. He's retired 8 of the last 9. Longest outing of the year came in that game against the Phillies 2 starts ago when he gave up some runs early and then stuck around, to his credit, and pitched into the 7th inning with 6 2/3. Jay Bruce 0 for 2. He struck out, flied out deep to center. Reds have won 4 in a row, 15 out of 20. And they won 7 of their last 9 road games. Line to left. Will it stay up? Nice play by Eric Hinsky. Eric read that beautifully off the bat, got a good jump on it. And the Hillbillies go crazy.
Everything going pretty good. We haven't been able to say that too many times for Mr. Kawakami, and I think as you look forward a little bit, Bobby and Roger, if I know them well, are going to want to make sure that he leaves on a good note. Don't know if the reason he's pitching out of the stretch has anything to do with anything other than he's comfortable. That's more important right now, is to get your pitcher start feeling positive things. And so if he gets through this inning, I wouldn't look for much more than one more inning, if that. I think 6 innings would be a great work and job for him so far.
And he's due up 3rd in the bottom of the 6th. Gomes singled in the 2nd to extend his hitting streak to 7 games. He's also bounced to 3rd. I love all the stuff that Gomes goes through here. I mean, it's like he is, hey, let's go.
What do you think? A little bit like Colburn? Remember the way Colburn?
Greg Colburn, yeah. He works that helmet, though, boy. Look at him. Got to get it just right. I mean, wow, what a swing. I mean, doesn't he look like a cowboy who's just about to tell you to open up the chute and let's ride that bull?
Yeah. If we get a chance to look at the replay of this pitch, watch how he follows and gets off that foot. Looks like it's bothering him. Nothing worse.
Two and two the count. Got him. Good pitch going down and in. Gomes, the fifth strikeout victim of Kenshin Kawakami. He leads by 4. Three games there. Sports South will have the first game. Fox Sports South the third. No TV on Saturday. We'll explain that in a minute. And then the next Peachtree TV game when the Braves come home to take on the Pirates, May 28th at 7:30. On the ground, scooped up by Rowland. Throws him out. The Fox National Network this coming Saturday, instead of having a mid-afternoon start, usually they're around 3 or 4 o'clock, they're going to move that start to prime time, and they have exclusivity for that time slot whenever it is. So teams were given notice of that and had the opportunity to move. In this case, the Pirates could have moved their game to an afternoon game, but chose not to. So that's a 7 o'clock start, 7:10 start in Pittsburgh, so there's no TV. You'll have to catch the Braves on the Braves radio network. Jim Powell and Don Sutton. Hank Clout's 2 for 2. Didn't go there in the count 2-0. Out of play.
Well, it looks like in Florida, the right thing happened. Ramirez apologized. He's in the lineup today for Freddie. Some of the excerpts. I'm sorry this all got so ugly. My intent was not to cause a distraction, Ramirez told ESPN Deportes. I'm not going to do it the way he told it. In a phone interview from St. Louis. I'm sorry that these things got heated. The team, the fans don't deserve it. We're all professionals here, and we're pulling from the same side. I'll try to close this chapter and focus on playing baseball. Good for him.
Yeah.
Something had to happen.
Get it over with.
Good for our buddy, the manager.
Oh! 2 to Nate.
Yeah.
Well, if he was made an example of it, certainly sent a message to everybody else on that team that there are no prima donnas on that club in the eyes of Freddie Gonzalez. In the air down the left field line, but that'll slice into the seats. Payoff pitch to Nate. Got him looking. Looked like that one backed up a little bit. Caught the inside corner perhaps. Strikeout number 3 for Harang.
It's a good pitch here. There's not really much Nate could do if he was looking for something else, obviously.
Now, how do you like Ron Kulpa's third strike call? It's not Tom Hallion.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Brooks Conrad will come out and pinch hit for Kawakami. It's pretty obvious, as John pointed out, that Kinchin was having some trouble with that blister again. But what a good night for him.
Great job.
6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
He's going to have to find a way to heal that thing up, though, because that's going to present a problem if it. You can't have anything, I call it, wrong with your digits, your fingers or your toes when you're pitching, because those are 2 important parts. Obviously, you're throwing the ball with your fingers, but you got to be able to land and push off with comfort.
His is in an odd place to me. It's under his foot, behind the ball of his foot, in an odd place there. Brooks Conrad, 2 for 11 as a pinch hitter. In that huge series in Milwaukee, that was timely when he was filling in for Chipper at third. Strikes out here. Back-to-back strikeouts for Harang. He's got 4 on the night, but we go to the 7th. Braves up 4-0.
And taste beverages from around the world? Visit the world of Coca-Cola today.
6 innings in the books. Braves up 4-0. And as we talked in our opening comments, John, Bobby Cox going to turn over the last 3 innings to his 3 guys he's depended on so much this year.
That's right. Combined in May, 19 innings, 3 earned runs, 23 Ks, a 1.42 ERA.
Moylan gets the 7th. We'll see if Saito works the 8th and Wagner the 9th.
I'd like to give some credit too. Also, that whole bullpen, the lefties out of the bullpen have done a great job as well. O'Flaherty's come in and just been dominant against left-handers. As a team, as they left spring training, we talked about their pitching could be a very big strength as it was last year. So far, it's proven to be pretty accurate.
Drew Stubbs leads off the 7th.
Should have been striking. I don't know.
He's popped up and grounded out, as you see. Fast runner. Can't mess around on a ground ball. Peter worked 2/3 of an inning last night. Actually, it was a key double play ball. 2 outs on 1 pitch.
That pitch right there is what I was talking about when he came in the game, and it's that late movement. His leg kick, his delay, his delivery, his sidearm motion, that's all relative to, you know, him learning how to pitch that way. But the late movement down is what's given the right-handed hitters, as you can see the last 2 pitches, fits. And then he throws a frisbee or a slider, starts it at their, what looks like starting it right at him, much like we saw the left-hander Feliciano being so tough on left-handers.
Yeah.
This is what makes Peter so tough.
3 straight in that spot. Retires Stubbs. Good start for Moylan.
A lot of people ask, why aren't there more of them, or why, if it's so much of a specialty, why don't more people go to it? Well, most people go to it when they've hurt their arm. Very few people ever pitch that way through high school and college. It's usually an arm injury that tries to get you to a different arm position or a lack of success. And in Peter's case, he's obviously been in Australia pitching, as we see that frisbee right there. And, you know, credit to him. He was, before his surgery, pretty tough to hit. Now he's getting back to that point where he's getting tough to hit again in right-handers. Left-handers giving him a little trouble because he's trying to come up with that other pitch, that equalizer against them.
1-1 to Hernandez. Looks like Micah Owings is out on deck. Pitcher slash DH. Oh, he picked that one right up off the ground, but Escobar is on top of it. 2 away.
Now, he was warming up in the bullpen, right?
Was he?
I think so. I think he finished up warming up quick, if I was looking correctly, and raced down here to hit. He's probably going to go into pitch.
Would make sense. He can hit. 294 career hitter with 9 homers. 1 for 7 this year with a homer, and he's always had good luck against Atlanta. Out of Gainesville, he's a red elephant.
It's a lot easier to use this guy as a pinch hitter when he's in your starting rotation, because now in the relief you got to have a scenario that if it does work out like this, he's got to get his work done quicker so he can come down to hit or stay in the game a little longer as a long relief. If this does play out, it would be the first time I've ever seen this.
Yeah, I don't ever remember somebody pinch hitting and staying in the game to pitch. There's that breaking ball, and it's a beauty. 0-2. Here's the line on Aaron Harang. Gave up 3 in the first. That's the difference in the ball game right now. 100 pitches. 2-run homer by McCann after back-to-back doubles by Heyward and Chipper. And short work by Peter Moylan made of Micah Owings. Good inning for Peter. 2 strikeouts. We go to the 7th inning stretch.
Some of the biggest problems are they're all supposed to be the same height. Some are taller than the others, some are flatter. And, of course, you've got to make the adjustment from the bullpen mound, which is never the same as the actual mound. And then there was the day and age where Cincinnati and some of those parks where they played baseball and football and had the portable mounds, those were the worst.
Were they?
So you had to make some quick adjustments. Florida being the biggest, it's so tall compared to the flat bullpen mound. I think they do that on purpose, by the way. And you just have to get out there quick and get adjusted to it. The hardest part for a pitcher is a reliever who comes in and doesn't have quite as much time as a starter does to get used to the mound.
Well, something John and I, neither one have ever seen before, has just happened as Martin Prado pops up the first pitch of the 7th. 1 out. Neither one of us have ever seen a hitter pinch hit for the pitcher and then stay in the game to pitch. But that's what big Micah Owings just did. 6'5", 230 out of Gainesville. 27 years old. All of his appearances have been out of the bullpen so far this year. 250 average against him from the league.
It's not a short distance from the bullpen to the clubhouse.
No.
So we had to get down there and get everything ready and pinch hit.
Micah last year in 26 games for the Reds, 19 of them were starts. Went 7-12 with a 5.3 ERA. Jason Heyward, 2-hopper to first. He'll be retired. 2 for 4 tonight. He's got a double and a triple. 2 runs scored. Chipper's 2 for 3. A single, a double, and 2 RBIs. Just the second multi-RBI game of the year for Chipper. Well, they hit one out in the first inning. Played at Heyward, and then in the 5th, after the triple by Jason, drives him in with a single. Deep drive to right center again, but Stubbs is there, and a quick inning for Micah Owings. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves in the 7th. We go to the 8th, still up by 4. Dustin Pedroia and the Boston Red Sox in some interleague action. It's right there on TBS. Brian Anderson and Ron Darling will have the call. Make your plans for that. A little traffic there on the connector here in downtown Atlanta, but the Braves up 4-0. Braves pitchers have had very little traffic on the bases tonight. And in the 8th, Takashi Saito will work the 8th inning, and it's the 3rd straight game for him. The first time he's done that this year, John.
Yeah, but he's been effortless in some of these first 2 games, so I don't see any reason or problem for the 3rd one. You keep track of a lot of things when you're a manager, and how many times a reliever gets up and down, and when he's in, how many pitches, but more importantly, how much stress were in those innings, and the last 2 innings have been dynamite. His fastball has been right there with it too.
Yeah, 6 up and 6 down in those 2 appearances against the Mets, and struck out 4 of them. Top of the order. Orlando Cabrera takes a strike.
This was the part that I enjoyed when you're going good and you get a chance to get in multiple games in a row. That's the closest thing to being in rhythm. You know, you don't want a day off. You want to get in there and pitch in as many games as you can.
Cabrera tonight 0 for 3. Down the line and out of play. Cabrera had been a hot hitter. He'd hit in 10 straight until yesterday. He took an 0 for 4 collar yesterday, and he's 0 for 3 tonight. Signed a 1-year deal as a free agent in the offseason with the Reds with a mutual option for 2011. Breaking ball, chopped to short. Escobar, a great throw right at the letters for Gloss. 1 out. Brandon Phillips has had an active night. Offensively has struck out, walked, and grounded out. Made a great play defensively in the first inning, knocked the wind out of himself, making a great diving catch. Then was on base when Rolen hit a double in the 3rd. Thought he had scored. He was headed to the dugout until Johnny Gomes in the on-deck circle said, "No, you got to go back to 3rd," and he didn't believe him. And it looked like he had driven in Harang from 3rd base with the Reds' first run in the 5th inning. And he grounded to 1st, but Harang didn't run. Toward the gap in right center. Heyward on the run. Can't get it. He'll play it off the wall. And Phillips has a 1-out double. For Brandon, who leads this team in doubles, he has his 13th.
Went with the pitch, a fastball away. Didn't try to pull it. Let the power of Saito jump off his bat. He's got good opposite field power. Might have been a home run in Cincinnati.
I was just about to say the same thing. Joey Votto 1 for 3, singled in the 1st. Checked his swing. Last time Saito worked 3 days in a row, May of 2008. One and one. Boy, these guys take some vicious cuts, don't they?
Do.
Chicago still leading the Phillies, shutting them out 2-0 after 7. Milwaukee trying to snap their losing streak. They're up 4-3 on the Pirates in the 7th. Fastball at the letters. Votto thought that was probably thought it was high. 1-2. 93.
Yep, he can rush it up there. Looks like the offense in the whole night of baseball has taken it off, with the exception of Tampa Bay being up 6-1. Everything else is 2 runs or less, minus this game.
Mets and Washington 2-2 in the 7th. Tried to work a backdoor slider in there and missed. There's that Mets and Nationals game. Colorado trailing Houston 2-1 in the 4th.
Georgia Bulldog Jeff Keppinger, 2 for 2.
It's the Keppinger that was here, right, with Cincinnati?
Uh-huh.
He's a good hitter.
The 2-2 to Votto, line to left, base hit. Pinsky comes in charging, and Phillips rounds third. He'll be held there. Brandon hit third kind of awkwardly. I think he was anticipating the stop sign and may have looked up at his third base coach and hit the bag kind of funny.
Well, that's the way you want to make this guy go. The other way, it's less power. Did a little dance over there at third base.
Yeah. Mark Berry, the third base coach. Scott Rowland, 2 for 3. That was against Kawakami. A single, a double, and a ground out. They're on the corners with 1 out. Nice ball for a strike. Nice stop by McCann, shifting out there.
And every pitcher wants to never give up a run, but in this situation right here, 4-0, fly ball, kind of rally killer, maybe 4-2, 4-1, and then just end it right there. You just got to keep the traffic. This team has been coming back, as we talked about, Joe, and they feel comfortable, probably more than any other team, that they're still in the game and can score enough runs to win this game.
Another fastball fouled back, 1-2. Eric O'Flaherty's warming up in the Braves bullpen with Jay Bruce on deck. There's Eric, who you were talking about earlier. Saito's not really a ground ball pitcher, though.
No, he's a four-seam fastball, rides it up in the zone sometimes. Hitters think they're on it, and they miss it and get fly balls. He's not much for the double play. Slider, swing and miss type pitch.
Missed low with the fastball, 2-2.
But I found in these situations, the more you try to get out of it with no runs, the worse it can get for you. That's why you got to take sometimes and swallow the runs you give up to keep the team in a position to win and turn it over to your closer. This is not the time to be the hero. This is just the time to get out with the lead and turn it over to Billy Wagner.
Braves would certainly trade a run for an out. Bobby Cox with some signs to Brian McCann. That has to do with the base runner at first. If Votto were to take off for second, what he wants Brian to do with the baseball. The 2-2 to Rowland. Full count. Let's see if Votto's running here from first. 3-2 the count. He is going. Pitch line to left. That's going to get down for a hit. Might plate 2. 1 run is in. Votto's around third. He'll score easily. And Scott Rowland, with his second double of the night, drives in 2 on a 3-2 count. And the lead is cut in half. It's 4-2 Atlanta.
This pitch runs back over the plate. Looks like he went with a two-seamer. Played 2 runs, cut the lead in half. I think that's going to be it. Bring in O'Flaherty.
So the third night in a row was not the charm for Takashi Saito, who has been outstanding as he gives up 2 runs on 3 hits. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Eric O'Flaherty in the pitch for Atlanta. And we'll be right back.
That job, when you come in, you know, your job's to get outs, and when you can keep the runners from scoring, boy, you're blessing the pitcher in front of you. And that's truly the job of the bullpen, is to look at finding ways to keep those runners from scoring.
And left-handers have had a difficult time with Eric. They're just 4 for 26 against him on the year.
We used to have a rule, kind of a theme when we were in the bullpen as a whole. You get the other guy out of trouble, and if you get in trouble, it's the next guy's job to get you out of trouble. You've done your job.
A nice stop by McCann, 1-1.
I never liked the guys that were out there selfish enough. There's not many of them, but those aren't my runners.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have left him on. Didn't like that.
No. The 1-1 to a dangerous hitter. Good breaking ball, 1-2. Some more activity in the Atlanta bullpen. I believe that's Craig Kimbrell loosening up the hard-throwing right-hander. It is Johnny Gomes, a right-handed hitter, on deck. Bruce lays off a good breaking ball, 2-2. Jay's 0 for 3 tonight. He is struck out, flied out, lined out. Hinsky made a good catch on him on a line shot to left his last time up. Got him with a breaking ball. Another good job by Eric O'Flaherty, retiring another left-handed hitter. Well, let's see if Bobby matches up with the right-hander.
This just starts so hard breaking in the zone. Looks like it's going to be something he can hit. What a great pitch that's he's developed, turned into a tough against left-handers.
Looks like Bobby's going to leave him in to work to Gomes as well. right-handers hitting even less against Eric. They're only 111.
I did read Roger's lips there, Joe.
And he said,
"This rope walked into a bar?"
I'm afraid not. Eric said, "Am I coming out of the game?"
I'm afraid not. You got to get this guy out.
Got a guy who's struggling on deck in Stubbs, hitting under 200. Johnny Gomes has been red hot. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Gomes represents the potential tying run. 1-0.
Gomes has had some success against left-handers, batting .361 early on in this campaign.
The wind has shifted. It was blowing out to right, and it's blowing straight in now. Again, off the plate, 2-0.
The headset I'm wearing, I noticed that because the flyaways in the front started to bother me a little bit.
Your bangs are out of control.
I'm going to get the 2-guard tomorrow and take care of that.
Snap throw, a little step back and throw instead of a spin around. Avery used to do that, didn't he?
He was good at it.
Yeah. He had that snap throw to first, and he could do it real well to second. Two and 0 the count. Be careful here.
Oh!
Right call. Gomes didn't like it. Again, this team, the Reds, 13 come from behind wins. They have 10 wins in their last at bat out of their 23 wins on the year.
Oh, there it is. I was wondering if he did away with the toothpick. He still got the toothpick.
Still got it.
Yeah. The toothpick does gymnastics.
Mm-hmm. 3-1. $25,347 here tonight for this first meeting of the year between these two teams. Rolling at second. And an off-speed pitch low. Tying run aboard, but pretty obvious they didn't want to give Gomes anything to hit. First and second, 2 out for Stubbs. Stubbs is 0 for 3 tonight. Hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield, but he does have 10 RBI in his last 8 games. So he's making his hits count. He has a chance to do that here. Two out. 2 in, 2 on. And there it goes right after him. Breaking ball missed. The outfield pretty much straight away. McLeod shading Stubbs, as you see, a little bit to right field. There's a bit of a gap between McLeod and Hinsky. If Stubbs were to pull one to left center. Just missed. 2-1.
That's the side of the plate you're not going to get the borderline call. You're going to get it on the other side. That's been consistent all night. A lot of good pitches, both from Harang and from the Braves pitchers, but got to stay stubborn.
O'Flaherty working quickly and missed there again. 3-1. In the 7th inning on, it's when Stubbs has done most of his damage. 12 RBIs and 37 at bats. 12 of his 18. And he's got a hitter's count here. and hits it right back through the middle. Base hit. Rowland's going to be waved home. Gomes will stop at second as McLeod gets it back in, but an RBI single again, a late inning RBI for Drew Stubbs, and it's a one-run game. And that potential tying run that the Braves pitched around.
Good pitch. Had to come in. Had to throw a strike. Probably wishes that would have hit his shins or something to knock it down and prevent the run from scoring.
Yeah, he'd much rather taken a shin burger there than let it go through. A third of an inning for Saito, 3 hits, and they all scored. Ramon Hernandez with a chance to tie the game or put him on top. 0-1. Reds have now out-hit the Braves 9-8. A little flare toward right. Heyward coming on. He's got it. Inning over. Reds put 3 on the board here in the 8th. They strand a couple. We go to the bottom of the 8th. McCann, Gloss, and Hinsky do up. 4-3 Atlanta. Phillips. It took him a little while to get to his feet and finish the game, but he's still in there. And a new pitcher on for the Reds here in the bottom of the 8th, and that's Arthur Rhodes. And boy, has he been good the last 2 years for Cincinnati. How about that, John? 0.60 ERA.
That's pretty impressive, especially in that park. I don't care if it's 1 inning at a time or not.
They'll face Brian McCann, Troy Gloss, and Eric Hinsky. Rhodes had Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago, so he's made a terrific comeback and was outstanding as an 8th inning setup guy for the Reds last year. Left-handers hitting .083 against him. And right-handers a whopping .114. 15 innings. He's only allowed 5 hits and 1 run. McCann, a 2-run homer in the first. He's grounded out and popped up since. And hooks one down the line. Fair!
Yes! There's that 260.
That doesn't happen to Arthur Rhodes too often, but Brian McCann went out there and hooked one right over the head of Joey Votto. Braves will try to get some of those runs back.
This will make him feel good. He's had a couple of tough at bats and he got mad. Hand slipping off the bat, but not this time. Double down the line, trying to give the Braves a little more breathing room in the 9th inning.
Troy Glaus will try to get him over or get him in. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Time called. McCann, in order to be able to run a little faster, is going to take his goggles off. Ed Rapuano, now that he's a little more streamlined now, and can really go. Ball 1 to Troy. Hits are even at 9. Braves up by a run. It's only the 2nd extra base hit allowed by Arthur Rhodes in the last 2 years. Amazing. To a left-handed hitter. Two and 1 to Troy. Big run sitting out there at second base. One Billy Wagner would love to see come across. Wagner getting ready for the bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th rather. A little line drive. Oh, caught by Votto. Throw back to second, not in time. Tough read there for Brian McCann. Glaus tried to get him over. But Votto there for the catch.
Good effort here by Troy, and he knew right away he didn't have enough of the bat on the ball. And Brian luckily gets back to second base.
See how far Votto was off the line to catch that? Man.
Troy doesn't hit many balls that other way, but still, it worked out for him this way. If you wonder what makes Mr. Rhodes so tough, he short arms the ball, his hands behind his body. The hitter doesn't see it real quick, and then all of a sudden it's up on you. And that kind of delivery and arm action makes it tough for hitters to pick up the ball because they're looking for that ball as soon as they can see it come out of their hand.
1-1 to Eric Hinsky. 1-2. Eric's 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Rhodes is 40 years old. Last year, 2.53 ERA for Cincinnati. And they make short work of Hinsky. 2 out. And Yunel Escobar, the batter. He'll take a 2-out hit to score McCann, who led off with a double.
I know Yunel has not been going real well, but I wouldn't be surprised if they walk him or pitch around him to face another left-hander, because you mentioned that left-handers just don't. The pitching coach comes out right here to maybe discuss that. When I was a pitcher, and any pitcher who's on the mound, you want to know what you want that manager wants you to do. The worst thing you could say to a pitcher is, hey, pitch around this guy, be careful. And I'd say, you want me to walk him or pitch to him? Because if you want me to walk him, I'll walk him. Not so much those terms, but you never want to be in between when you're on the mound. So just depending on what they discuss there.
And that was Brian Price, the pitching coach. But I agree with you.
Bobby would always ask the question when he come out, what do you want to do here? He'd leave it up to the pitcher in most cases and say, Bobby, I think I can get him. I'm going to go after him.
Strike call on the inside corner. And there again, John, that borderline pitch on the inside part. You get the call. Borderline pitch away, you don't. been consistent that way with Ron Kulpa all night. And again.
And see, a lot of that is where he sets up. You watch that last pitch. If we can see it, the umpire's jumping. I don't like when the umpire moves straight behind the catcher and moves with him.
I don't either.
And now he's really guessing if that goes. I know the catcher moved in, but if the pitch is back over the middle of the plate, now he's really guessing. But that's the style, and as a pitcher, you know, I'd be pretty much know what this next pitch is going to do.
Yeah, he gets so far when Hernandez jumps over there and Kulpa jumps over there, the umpire's almost behind the hitter.
Plus, you're seeing a pitch moving. And,
yes,
and it's difficult to do, but that's his style. And
it's not a subtle hop either. He is jumping. Hanging breaking ball, popped up, got away with one there, and he pitches around the leadoff double. Billy Wagner will come on to work the ninth against the pitcher spot, and then the leadoff man and number 2 hitter.
To stay tuned after the game for the AT&T game summary. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, Joe, if Billy Wagner is watching anything, he's going to benefit from the inside strike since he likes to throw a lot of pitches into a right-hander and away to a left-hander. So we'll see how it plays out here in the ninth.
He'll bat in the 6th spot. You saw Cabrera check in to play right or play left field, and he'll bat 9th. Billy looking for his 5th save. He's also looking for a clean inning. His last 3 outings, 1 inning each, he has allowed at least 1 hit in each of those. You got to go back to May 8th at Philadelphia to find a safe situation where he had a clean inning. And Chris Heisey, backup center fielder, leads off. Didn't call that pitch there this time. Fouled back, and boy, he went right after that pitch. 1-1. Heisey not the outfielder that Drew Stubbs is, but he's obviously hitting better. But just 5 for 16. A double, a triple, a homer in his 5 hits, though. And welcome to Mr. Wagner's slider. He's 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter. 1-2 the count. Yowie, 2-2.
Well, we've been saying it, so no need to repeat it.
I don't think that got there.
It didn't, but anything on that side, it's not even a flinch.
Breaking ball lifted to left and deep. Cabrera looks up. We've got a tie game. Chris Heisey with a pinch hit homer in the ninth. And the Reds do it again. This time it's tied up in their last at bat. His first ever at bat against Billy Wagner, and it was on a slider.
Well, he went down and got it. A slider that rolled over the middle of the plate. Unfortunately, Wags knew about it right after he let go of it.
Strike call to Cabrera. Back to the top of the order.
Fortunately for Kawakami, he's going to have to wait.
Oh, my. Hadn't thought of that. Kinchin had gone 6 shutout innings before coming out with some a blister problem that recurred on his foot. And Cabrera strokes that one to center. McLeod will have to play that on a hop. This Reds team has been amazing.
We got 5 2-strike hits tonight. That was not a 2-strike hit, but the Braves have none. And they out-hit their opponents. They're 18-3. Hoping that doesn't come true today.
Well, it's just amazing, too, that what these Reds have done. 13 come from behind wins, and 10 in their last at bat. 10 of their wins have come in their last at bat. And they've got the go-ahead run on now. Let's see how Dusty Baker plays it with Phillips up there. Nobody out. Showed bunt and took high.
Showed bunt late.
Yeah, he did. Cabrera's 35 years old, but he's still got good speed. Runner at first. And he's a very good base runner ordinarily. Phillips lined a double to right center his last time up. It's the second home run allowed by Wagner. The other one was in San Francisco, the game winner by Edgar Renteria.
Both on similar pitches.
Bunting again and gets it down. Wagner will make the play. Phillips does his job. Go ahead run at second for Joey Votto. Votto's 2 for 4 tonight, and he scored a run. See if they pitch to him. Of course, with the lefty up there, that's to Wagner's advantage. Ball 1. Votto 0 for 1 in his career against him.
Because Wags' arm angle is the way it is, when his slider is good, it has sharp break away from the hitter. But when he gets to the side of it, it then has a little bit more of a hittable approach to the hitter, and he's been working on it, and it's a good pitch. I mean, it's not one of those pitches that you feel like you get beat on your worst, even though he throws. Everyone says, oh, he throws 97, 98. Well, you got to mix it up a little bit as well, because the hitter's trying to jump out and get his fastball even more so against him than anybody else.
That 97 fastball's high, 2-0. The Reds were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position through the first 7 innings. But in the 8th and here in the 9th, they are now 3 for 5. 3-0 to the left-handed hitter.
That shows you the respect that he has for Joey Votto. I mean, he's a dangerous hitter, and don't take for granted at 3-0 he's sitting there taking. Got to throw a quality pitch here as well with the base open.
Oh! Strike one call. The Reds closer Francisco Cordero beginning to loosen up. The 3-1 pitch to Votto. Strike two call.
Getting a bigger lead at second base. Got to make sure you change your looks to him so he doesn't get a free pass to third base right here.
Payoff pitch to Votto. Walked him. Missed high. First and second, and Scott Rowland will be the batter. 2 for 15 is all he is against Wagner in his career, but he's had a whale of a night. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a run scored, and he drove in 2 big runs in the 8th inning. He's hit in 8 of his last 9 games. And his average up to 294. Braves bullpen stirring around in back of Wagner. There's a strike call on the inside corner, 1-1. Rowland likes the ball in, though, doesn't he, John? He, middle of the plate in guy.
He does. Last year, and he was coming back from shoulder surgery, he tried to go up the middle with everything. Tried to stay inside the ball, go up the middle, shoot some the other way. But now that he's healthier, you know, he can turn on the ball. And primarily in his career, you're right, Joe. He liked the ball in. He wanted to go and pull a lot of pitches. That's where his power was. But since coming back from this latest surgery, you know, he's not having a chart knowing where all his hits are. He really stays in there, doesn't overswing, puts it in play. And all you can hope for as a Braves is that he puts it in play to one of the fielders for a possible double play.
Looking for something else. He took a fastball right there. Coming into the game tonight, John, 22 hits to left, just 3 to center and 8 to right. So
okay,
quite a few more pulled hits this year. His double his last time up was down the left field line. 1-2. 2-2. Left-handed hitting Jay Bruce on deck.
Billy's got to get him back down in there. He changed the eye level of Scott. See if he can freeze him inside with a lower fastball. Scott rarely chases above the letters.
Got him with the slider. Big out there. 2 down, and Jay Bruce the batter.
Well, this is a better slider, as you can see. It didn't have a loop to it. It had more of a down action. Stayed on that pitch. That angle is so tough to pick up as a hitter. If he throws it correct, you're already chasing what looks like a fastball, and it's obviously breaking away from your bat.
Bruce goes after the first pitch and chops it at the plate. 0-1.
I know Billy's disappointed about not holding the game and getting the save. That's his priority, but the one thing he's got to do is the next best thing, possibly get a win like he did yesterday. A win is a win is a win, and he's got to keep the Braves in this position right now.
Out of play, and he's ahead 0-2.
Had to learn the hard way. My first save I blew, maybe even the first 2. Tried to save the game, forgot about keeping the game going, lost them both. And that's a worse feeling than if you blow the game, but your team is able to come back and still win the game.
Slider just missed. 0-2, make it 1-2. He went away and just came back. Chris Heisey, a rookie, just hit a pinch hit homer leading off the ninth to tie it. Reds have him at first and second with 2 out. Oh, where was that? Billy Wagner with a long look in at Ron Culpa.
Man, oh man, oh man.
It's Bruce to flinch. There's nothing wrong with that pitch. Mercy.
Tell you what, these are the moments right here. If something good doesn't go for Billy Wagner, be careful. These are the times where you let your emotions get the better end of knowing that you struck the guy out. Just got to regroup, make a good pitch right here, and it's all forgotten.
Full count. A 26 pitch inning so far for Wagner. 13 strikes, 13 balls. Johnny Gomes on deck. Runners will be going. There they go. Out of play. Good crowd at 25,347 here. We're hoping the Braves would end it right here in the ninth, but the Reds have tied it. Something they've been very good at doing late. Again, the runners move. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Wagner comes back to strike out Roland and Bruce. We go to the bottom of the ninth. McLeod, Cabrera, and Prado do up. Chris Heisey ties it.
I love you.
About 5:15.
Family Guy, Thursday at 7 on Peachtree TV.
We go to the bottom of the ninth. A 3-run eighth and a pinch hit homer in the ninth for the Reds tie it up. And the Reds go to their setup man, and that's Nick Masson. Great big hard throwing right-hander. Got off to a rough start on the year, and that's why his ERA is so high. But check it out, John. 19 innings. He's got 30 strikeouts.
Wowzers. Opponent batting average a little high, though.
Yeah, he's given up some hits. 24 hits in 19 innings, 3 of them homers. But he can bring it. Nate McLeod to lead off here in the bottom of the ninth. Well, ball one on that 96-mile-an-hour heater. McLeod tonight 2 for 3, singled his first 2 times up, struck out in the 6th. 1-1. Nick's had a Nate's had a knack for getting some big hits late. Maybe come up with another one here.
It would be nice because the Phillies did end up losing. The Braves could pick up another game.
Second, but right at Phillips. 1 out. Melky Cabrera came in the ninth for defensive purposes. He hits with 1 out. .195 average for Melky, just four doubles among his hits. No homers, 8 RBIs.
Much like the team's success, Mr. Massett and Mays only had a 1.04 ERA as opposed to 11.32 in April.
Yeah, a rough start. He's not allowed to run in any of his last 7 outings. Their last 3 guys pretty solid too lately, and that's Rhodes, Massett, and into Cordero. Cordero's been the shakiest lately. Massett 6'4", 235.
Yeah, he comes straight over the top, uses that leverage downhill with a fastball and changeup or split.
Easy play for Votto. 2 down, and Martin Prado the batter. Martin's 0 for 3 with a walk. Massett's out of St. Petersburg, Florida. He came from the White Sox in the deal that sent Ken Griffey Jr. to Chicago at the trading deadline in 08. Had a terrific year for Cincinnati last year. 74 games, a 5-1 record, a 2.37 ERA.
Run!
A little looper out over first. There's a base runner. Right off the end of the bat. Winning run at first. Jason Heyward's had a good night. A double and a triple in 4 trips. He scored twice. The Reds outfield backs up, trying to prevent an extra base hit here that might allow Prado to score. Breaking ball, first pitch for a strike. Jason with 8 homers, 28 driven in. Heyward's last homer, May 4th at Washington off Livan Hernandez. And he's tougher the later the game gets too. A lot of fans on their feet for Jason. One and one. Ramon Hernandez yelling down to Joey Votto to let him know if the runner goes, because he can't see around Jason Heyward. Hernandez is a pretty good throwing catcher. He's 5 out of 11 in catching base stealers. Well, that was close. Martin had extended his lead. Just got back.
Quick feet thrown over here to first. And as you said, just in the nick of time.
Martin 0 for 3 in stolen bases. He has a good lead.
that?
Looked like a split finger or a changeup, 87 miles an hour, probably a split finger. Out of the stretch, he gets his leg down a little bit sooner, a little more compact. Looks what little I've seen him more effective out of the stretch. Out of the windup, he's got a bigger leg kick. Kind of points the toe as he's throwing down, which can get a little soft as he's throwing those breaking pitches. 96 miles an hour with an 87 mile an hour splitter is pretty darn good.
Missed there, 2-2. I couldn't tell because it looked like it backed up and went away from Jason a little bit.
Slider looks like it's 90 to 92, which is really tough to pick up.
Yeah, that's plenty. 2-2 the count. That missed inside, full count. That's a great break because Prado will be off to the races here. Dusty Baker wants Votto to hold him on, even with a left-handed hitter up there. He doesn't want Prado to get a head start. That might be a difference maker. There goes Martin. Bouncer foul. The more pitches that Jason Heyward sees, the better you like his chances. Chipper on deck. 2 out. Tie game, bottom of the 9th. Ed's got a pinch hit homer in the top of the 9th, leading off against Billy Wagner to tie it. Runner goes, and a line drive down the right field line. Fair into the corner. Prado's at third. Snitker's going to wave him home. The throw to the plate. Not in time, and the Braves win it. Jason Heyward.
A little bit of a taste of their own medicine right there. Last at bat win.
You just like a guy's chances. The more pitches he sees, and boy, did he rake this.
Fastball over the middle of the plate. Really, the only thing that could have hurt Cincinnati is something in the corner as deep as they were playing. There was no chance he was going to stop him rounding third right here.
Yeah, Brian was waving him all the way. Martin hit the corner, cut it sharp. No play. And Jason Heyward joins us downstairs. Jason, way to go, kid.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
You had a lot of pitches to see there, and it looked like it paid off for you, running the count to 3-2.
Most definitely. He had to come to me right there. I got a fastball to hit, and I didn't miss it.
What happens from the 7th inning on? You just seem so locked in, and your average and RBI production. I mean, what goes through your mind? I know there's certain guys. What is it?
You just got to relax. You got to relax and let the game come to you. And by the 7th inning, I'm pretty dug in. I'm pretty relaxed. I know what's going on for the day. I got a good feeling. When Pride gets on like that with 2 outs, you just try and do something and extend the game.
2 doubles tonight and your first major league triple. That was fun running the sacks, wasn't it?
It was fun, and I was happy Chip got me in also.
Well, what I like also is that when they come out there to try and attack you, you show them who's boss and say you get them off you quick. I like that.
Most definitely. You got to.